Welcome to Bed Crime Stories Podcast. I'm your host, T. I do hope you're having a great day. Thank you for checking out my channel. Do me a favor, please subscribe and please hit the like button. And if you really enjoyed it, hit the hype button. And now, without further ado, let's get started. It's 5 days after Christmas and before the New Year can be celebrated. On December 30th, 2025, in their multi-level home in Columbus, Ohio, 37-year-old Spencer and 39-year-old Monique Tepe are discovered deceased. Spencer has multiple wounds from a gun. Monique has just one, and perhaps symbolically, it's through her chest. The Tepe's two children, a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old, are sleeping and unharmed, along with the family's dog. The house shows no signs of forced entry, but because of the location of the wounds and the lack of a weapon near the bodies, it's clear to the cops that this is a homicide. But who would want to do this to Spencer, a well-liked dentist, and Monique, a warm, loving wife and mother? Police find security camera footage of a hooded person walking down an alley near the Tepe's house sometime between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m., the range in which it's initially believed the Tepes were unalived. In time, the cops discover that Spencer and Monique were attacked at approximately 3:42 a.m. But again, who would do this, and who's the person walking in the alley, and is that person involved? The police trace a vehicle seen on surveillance cameras in the area of the Tepe home shortly before and after the crime to Monique's ex-husband, 39-year-old vascular surgeon Michael David McKee, a guy with a massive jaw like Buzz Lightyear. But unlike Buzz Lightyear, McGee has cold, dead eyes and a very large frame. The vehicle is found in Rockford, Illinois, where McKee practiced medicine. He's arrested near a fast food restaurant in Rockford on January 10th and ultimately charged with 2 counts of first-degree red rum and aggravated red rum. The aggravated part means the crime was premeditated. McKee is currently being held in Winnebago County, Illinois, awaiting extradition to Ohio. He currently has a public defender and reportedly plans to plead not guilty. The police searched McKee's condo in the Lincoln Park neighborhood of Chicago, a very swanky neighborhood, and they find key evidence, including multiple GUNSs. One of those has been preliminarily matched through ballistic databases with evidence from the crime scene inside the Tepe's house. Busted Buzz Lightyear. McKee invoked his rights out of the gate and refused to speak to detectives after his arrest. The police announced today, January 14th, 2026, that the crime was, quote, a targeted attack connected to DV. The police, however, refused to comment about what level of contact, if any, McKee had with the Tepes, but the police in Columbus had no previous reports about concerns of stalking or threats filed by the Tepes. And while we don't know exactly why McKee suddenly decided 9 years after his divorce from Monique to allegedly drive 450 miles from Illinois to Ohio to allegedly unalive her and her husband Spencer of 5 years, it seems pretty obvious that McKee must have carried some rage, perhaps over his divorce. He and Monique were married in August of 2015, but separated just 7 months later in March of 2016. Monique then hired a divorce attorney and filed for divorce, saying she and McKee were incompatible. The divorce was finalized in June of 2017. The couple did not have any children. As to why the marriage failed, there are rumors of emotional abuse, and of course, the police mentioned today DV. In his younger years, McKee excelled in sports and academics in his hometown of Zanesville, a city just east of Columbus. It sounds like he was an overachiever from the start. He later went to Ohio State University, studying in the College of Medicine and making the honor roll. He obtained his medical license in Ohio in 2014 at the age of 28. After his divorce from Monique was finalized in 2017, McGee began bouncing between states. He obtained a medical license in 2017 in Virginia, where he completed his residency. He then obtained a license to practice both in California and Maryland in 2022. In 2023, he headed to Nevada, where he got yet another license to practice. And in 2024, he obtained another license to practice, this time in Illinois. Dude was all over the place. Now, despite his high-achieving nature and his many medical licenses, McGee apparently wasn't an exceptional vascular surgeon. According to Las Vegas-based lawyer Dan Laird, who spoke to WSYX, McGee failed to train a physician's assistant, leading to a patient being injured during treatment and needing emergency surgery in 2023. McKee was hit with a medical malpractice lawsuit, which he clearly made attempts to evade. He literally picked up and left. He then gave out fake addresses and phone numbers, and it took attorney Laird 2 years to finally catch up with McKee. So it sounds like McKee's life was imploding before the alleged crime against the Tepes. You have to wonder, was he cyber-stalking Monique, the beautiful wife who got away from him? Did he see her wedding videos online? Did he see photos of her beautiful children? Was he perhaps particularly jealous of Spencer, a well-respected, successful dentist who clearly adored Monique and was equally adored back by her? Is it possible that McKee was never able to land another beautiful and amazing partner after Monique divorced him? Did he somehow blame Spencer Tepe for stealing his wife, even though Monique didn't know Spencer when she divorced McKee? Perhaps McKee blamed Monique for everything that went sideways in his life, and maybe he finally cracked with the lawsuit and said, "F it, if I'm going down, I'm taking all of my enemies with me, and my enemies are Spencer and Monique Tepe, because they keep putting these videos out showing me their wonderful life." It's obvious that if McKee committed the crime, he is a cold-blooded person. If he's the guy walking in the alley, he sure seemed calm, collected, and unbothered after leaving 2 human beings unalived and their 2 young children orphaned. What a monster if he is the perpetrator. Now, if he's found guilty, McKee could face a maximum sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. Great place for him. He could also be handed the DP under the aggravated red rum charges, although Ohio hasn't executed an inmate since 2018. We know that Monique said during her wedding that she'd had countless bad Bumble dates, wrong relationships, and waterfalls of tears. Was she referring to McKee? And did he see that? And did he lose his shit? Maybe. Clinical and forensic psychologist Dr. Gary Brucato said that there are certain questions that need to be answered to understand motive when former partners or spouses are unalived. He told the Daily Mail, quote, "What these things boil down to is first establishing the degree of impulsivity versus planning. Then, if there was a long break between their separation and the event, was it a practical thing or was it just long-held jealousy? And if it was long-held jealousy, then did it get set off by something, or did they just sit around fantasizing for years and years before finally getting the nerve to do it? Those are the steps you have to go through to understand the why, end quote. Dr. Brucato went on to say that we need to know more about McKee's mental health history, if there is any history of DV, which it sounds like there may be, reasons why the marriage broke down, how much the former couple communicated following their separation, and if they crossed paths since their divorce. According to Dr. Brucato, if McKee is the perpetrator, generally speaking, the motive for unaliving a former spouse typically falls into one of two categories. Brucato said, quote, "The first bucket is the impulsive, emotional kind of situation where a person impulsively becomes overwhelmed with feeling, jealousy, or anger, and will, for example, barge into their house and unalive them. Usually this happens within close proximity to the separation or an affair or so on, because passion will burn lower over the years. In a normal person, they typically move on. The other bucket is where the perpetrator broods for a long time after the separation or issue. That sounds like what this might be. Here, two types of motives within this category are a practical motive, such as a resentment over a custody or settlement arrangement, or an emotional motive and long-running desire to get revenge. That's what it sounds like to me. Brucato went on to say, quote, "This is where a person is emotionally angry, but in a kind of detached way where they could hold a grudge for years and years and basically want to get revenge, where everybody else thinks life has moved on and everybody's happy, but this brooding person is quietly enraged and is just waiting to level the playing field. It's a sort of mechanical, detached expression of jealousy, control, and anger. The person comes back years later because they're brooding and they're looking at their life and they're thinking, if I can't have it, nobody can." End quote. In my opinion, he is the guy with the grudge, and I think his life was imploding prior to the crime. If he is the guilty party and he's innocent right now, smash the like button, and I'll see you next time on Bed Crime Stories. Love you.
Dear Momo, I feel so lucky to be up here with you today. You've grown to become my best friend, and together we're surrounded by friends and family who are fortunate to be able to say the same. We're so lucky. Our support system is immense, and you embracing Larry, my crazy group of friends, and my loud family like you have means the world. I vow to support you, to believe in you, and to encourage you. I vow to provide for you. I vow to never stop loving you and to always keep working on us. And lastly, I vow to do my best to always keep making you laugh, because your smile is my favorite thing. I love you.
People smile and tell me I'm the lucky one, and we've just begun. I think I'm gonna have a son. He will be like she and me, as free as a dove.